It is Thursday, November 14th, and let's see what's going on in the world of holy shit, my God, my OMG, how things have changed. So let's pause here and start with Israel. Okay, let's start with this. Netanyahu taps former official settlement activist or lighter, whatever, as next U.S. ambassador. This dude is, like it says right there, he's a settlement activist, meaning he wants to go in and bulldoze what is going on in Palestine right now and resettle it and part of Israel. And again, hundreds, thousands of years back, this began as a religious war. The U.S. got involved, and they now have this radar base to detect ballistic missiles in Israel, and that's the only reason that the U.S. is backing Israel whatsoever, and that's the only reason that the U.S. is using these people as their third-party attacker, like other countries, and so on. And this is just fucking insane, the bullshit. But anyway, 3 days after Trump's elected, Netanyahu throws in this guy who was pro-settlement and bulldozing, and like Trump's son wants to go build condos and motels and other shit in Palestine. And of course we have Hamas, which is the evil people. That's just people protecting their own country, like we saw in Iraq, Afghanistan, like our so-called patriots would do in this country if we were invaded. But let me pause here. Okay, we all saw in the news, surprising LA Times would not endorse Harris, the Democrat candidate. Why not? LA Times owner fires the entire editorial board, gives this reason. This dude, Patrick Soon, this dude's fucking super rich, but okay, why? Because Harris' stance on Gaza war contributed to non-endorsement plans, editorial board revamp. He wants to be fair and balanced like Fox News does now. This dude, I know people will say, well, he saw what's coming. He was told the agenda. I'm going to tell you right now, pretty much guarantee it. He saw Trump was going to win. And of course, besides that, the overriding factor in all candidates is if you are pro-Israel or not. Harris was pro-Israel. She's claimed before she was even considered for VP that she was all for Israel, but they wanted some sort of homeland for fucking the Palestinians. But that's just bullshit. Play the agenda on both sides, left and right, Republican, Democrat, that we have to support Israel because of the evil Palestinians, the evil Hamas, and it's all about the military radar base in Israel. But let's move on. Then we got Trump appointing, he's got to be confirmed, of course, this dude Huckabee to serve as U.S. ambassador to Israel, previously argued that there was no such thing as a Palestinian. This is, come on. The problem is that the majority of our country don't give a flying fuck about what happens. They don't give a flying fuck about who's president. They don't give a flying fuck about what happens to the country. And regardless of what channels say, like Richie from Boston, Christians don't support Israel. Yes, they do, because it's in their fucking Bible, because they do not understand. It's not allegory and parable, but let's move on. Asserting that Palestinian identity was a political tool to try and force land away from Israel. Holy fucking shit. Let's move on. There's more. Okay, Trump selects this woman, Tulsi Gabbard, as director of national. There's all sorts of people in here that don't have, so-called don't have the experience to do the jobs that Trump is wanting them to fulfill. Of course, they got to go through the confirmation or whatever the fuck they call it. But anyway, let's move on. Anyway, there are all sorts of people that have never, so-called, don't have the experience. And what have we heard from the outcry for years from especially the Republican side? We need people that aren't in politics. Well, apparently you're going to get them. But let's see what she has to say here is about. Pause here. Okay, let's start with this one. Time and time again, she has been criticized of and has diverged from the U.S. intelligence community decisions. She has largely taken an anti-interventionist stance. In other words, she has advocated for the U.S. to stay uninvolved when it comes to conflicts around the world. She's been accused of amplifying Russian propaganda. Russia, Ukraine, put geopolitics aside. Ukraine should be a neutral country, so she's on Trump's side with that, which I agree with. I explained before, but if I remember, I'll do it again in this video. Oh, this is important because previously, like we see in a lot of these, whether it's both sides running for president, if Iran posed a security threat, it's our country's national better off because Donald Trump's actions and decisions. No, she didn't support him going into Iran or after Iran. Accused Trump of leading the U.S. down a path towards war with Iran. To no justification whatsoever for this illegal and unconstitutional act of war the president took, referring to the Soleimani assassination. Again, I'm going to tell you right now, the only reason the U.S. is partaking of Israel going after Palestine, going into the oceans with the Red Sea, claiming that the Houthis were attacking all these ships, and then it progressed to bombings in Iran, is because they do not want anybody with an easy striking distance of missiles for that. That is a very major ballistic missile base that they have in Israel. That's why they want to push all these people back. But let's pause here. Okay, now why she's being chosen. Gabbard has also criticized pro-Palestine protesters in the U.S., describing them as puppets of a radical Islamic organization in an apparent reference to Hamas. Again, siding with the agenda on that side. They're puppets. They're not people support. Hamas is not people defending their country. They're puppets. They're regimes like the U.S. has fucking done and controlled and created for years. She's fully backed Israel's war in Gaza, in which more than 40,000 Palestinians. It's probably 80,000 plus. And yes, most women and children. Again, because they're annihilating those that could grow up and be of fighting age, like we're so worried about the illegals coming across the border. What else does she have to say? She does not appear to support a ceasefire in Gaza, despite her anti-interventionist stances. In a YouTube video, she said she called Hamas a threat that needs to be defeated militarily and ideologically. In other words, you need to exterminate a people like the Jews were so worried about. The whole world eventually came to believe that, oh my God, that the Germans wanted to kill all the Jews. Their ideology, in other words, their beliefs, they exterminate a people. So that's what they're doing with Palestine, but, and so on. And fucking insane. Insane. Oh, look at the way, this dude, Pete Hegsworth, he went from Fox News host to Trump's defense secretary pick. They buzzed about his own scandal. He cheated on his second wife, Samantha, with then producer or whatever, this woman Jennifer, an executive confirmed that. Anyway, he married this woman. And let me pause here. I believe I have the screenshot. Okay, so he divorces. He marries that woman Hegsworth he was cheating on the Fox and Friends set. And where's it at? He got married on that Trump National Golf Club. Colts, neck, and new, whatever the fuck that is. Family members wore Trump-inspired hats, make weddings great again. Hegsworth and the woman he cheated with that got married, divorced his wife, scroll down the hill, told the publication Nashville Christian Family that they are a family brought together by the grace of God. There are no steps or halves in the Hegsworth clan. Well, what about the grace of God with his previous wife that was probably a Christian too? Christians are they're insanely pathetic, but let's pause here. Okay, RFK, I don't know if he was sold out, bought out, or think he's going to go undercover with the Trump campaign and save us all from vaccines. Trump indicates he would consider a ban on vaccines if elected. There will be no ban on vaccines. What's RFK going to do? He's going to probably get rid of anything federal. I don't think they can do state, but anything federal that mandates a vaccination. And of course, these Trumpsters, especially the Trumpsters, the MAGA people, but all the Republicans in general, and the patriots in this country, the social media people, the ones like Richie from Boston that pretend they're against Trump because he's part of left and right, which is one new world order agenda. But Richie himself has done videos himself saying, oh my God, the election's going to be stolen from Trump. It's just so fucking sad. We're seeing a major dictatorship in the making right now. But as with anything else, we have to wait and see what they can actually get away with doing. And again, especially, the two important things here is if this Trump side of the agenda gets a hold of the DOJ, the FBI, in other words, controlling them, if that does, dictatorship. Then the third bigger thing would be the replacing the over 2 million civil servant workers, because then you have all these 2 million plus loyalists in the government. This is fucking insane the way this can unfold. But anyway, we're going to see so many good things come under RFK with the vaccines and being over the FDA now, and then he's got somebody else over the EPA. And of course, is the EPA, who knows how much bullshit, at least 50% taking bribes, not doing what they should do and shouldn't do, and drill baby drill like they're going to do now, go after the oil in the country and the natural gas, which involves fracking. If you know about fracking, that is fucking so fucking bad for our underground water, and it's just fucking insane the way a whole bunch of this country is going to fawn all over what the Trump agenda is going on in the third half of the New World Order agenda, and the people are just going to fawn all over this shit as we go into the fucking ground, as Dane Wigington's been saying for years. And there's some dude that's been commenting on my BitChute channel. Oh, let me pause here. Now, this is just not talking about him. This is people that, support Richie from Boston and the other channels. This is my video a month ago, Richie from Boston bullshitter. This dude's been leaving comments. Richie's, there we go, Manic. This could be Richie from Boston for all I know. Why don't you get your head out of your ass, look around you, almost everything he said has come true, almost like you work. I don't have an owner. I did make I don't want to go through them all, 17 replies. Start talking about chemtrails 15 years ago. I worked for, he's jealous of my track. If I worked for somebody, I average under 100 for views, unless Richie from Boston is my title, and I don't use that for views, or I do it all the time, or dedicate my life to Richie. I go back to my YouTube channel. I've got thousands and thousands starting 6 years ago. Richie from Boston, Carol, what's her name? Never Lose Truth, that dude, Max something for another, that's mostly on BitChute now. They got the dude that left Australia because they were going to start a civil war with him and do lockdowns and lock down the country. High Impact Flicks and a couple, John X Army. Richie was talking about chemtrails, 10 to 50. Because Richie says that. Richie deleted his own channel to hide evidence, like Mark Fogel deleted 16 years worth, 10, yeah, I think almost, 10. His videos only go back 4 years, so he's deleted at least 8 years worth of videos to hide the evidence against him. Richie from Boston used to do videos stating that he was promoting. Richie from Boston used to have Dane Wigington live on his channel. And that's where Richie from Boston gets all his information from on geoengineering, is Dane Wigington. But Richie from Boston did him live. Never Lose Truth used to have him live. There's a couple other channels. They all cut him off at the same time. Why did all these channels cut off talking about Dane Wigington and having him live on their channels at the same time, meaning within the same 6 month period a few years ago? Because that proves to me, I didn't think about this till just now, that proves they're all controlled, because they will not talk about Dane Wigington anymore. But I admit, a few months ago, Richie from Boston showed a clip and it said geoengineering. But they dumped him all at the same time. Why? That proves to me, I just now thought about that they're all controlled. They're all part of the program. Anyway, I asked him, riddle me. Oh, he also says Richie speaks in riddles and I don't. Bullshit. Mark Fogel used to do that dumb shit, code words and all that, because he's trying to act like they're getting behind other, evading the censorship of the government and YouTube by speaking. Like YouTube doesn't know what the fuck these people are doing. Like Richie from Boston pretends that, YouTube doesn't know that jailbreak overlander belongs to him. Give me a fucking break. If the government's so supreme and doing all... yes, there's censorship. Yes, there's tracking and tracing. But if they're so supreme... how can these people get away with talking about the things they get away with talking about on YouTube if yet the censorship is so perfect? Because the most of it's bullshit, most of it's propaganda, most of it's agenda to keep us distracted, divided, arguing, going after chasing tails, and things that are not there. Because as long as us and the so-called awakened patriotic truther movement and so-called perfect Americans, we're doing nothing but talking about shit on social media and doing nothing. We're not doing I say this over and over. I know some people probably think it's retarded and old, but it's fact. They have us all doing nothing about anything because we're every last one of us in this country is where we are supposed to be. And that's the short end of the story on every subject, whether it's Trump, Biden, Harris, Israel, Ukraine, and blah, blah, blah. Where we're supposed to be. Why? Because it's content. Look, the RFID, why do we see all this shit years past? And, oh my God, look, the New World Order's, the agendas are going to put tracking chips in our brains, in the shots, which is, of course, bullshit. They try. Remember those videos over the years after the vaccinations for COVID? Oh my God, look, this is a magnetic, this is doing that. There's a chip in your brain. Why did these things when they try to promote them before COVID, pre-COVID? They try to promote it, these companies. There's, I think, 2 companies again. Get the chip in your hand. You can scan it at work. Use a vending machine. Log it. Why do you none of that shit? They don't need it. Our chip is right. We carry our chips or our phones. I listened to this comedian sometime back. He says you take your chip into the fucking bathroom with you when you take a shit. We carry these are our chips. Our cell phones are our chips. No, even the preppers, the survivalists, they go nowhere without your fucking chip. You want to buy a Faraday bag to protect your phone, your cell phone, your key fob, and if we get EMP'd, what the fuck's it going to do to have your... but you carry your chip. Your chip is we love our chips. We worship our chips. We stare at our chips every day. Whether it's your cell phone, your computer, your laptop, we worship. Why? Because we are all where we are supposed to be. You will not go to your bug out without carrying your chip with you. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's move on. How fears Trump ally Kash Patel could help reshape the FBI or the Justice Department. Trump has promised to overhaul U.S. intelligence, set up a collision course with spy agencies. There's a whole, they're all underneath this fucking shit. But anyway, why would a president want to get control of all these people, the surrounding puppets, agenda people around him? Why would they want to do this? If this, we really got to be fucking careful, people. And now, especially when Trump takes office now, I'm going to tell you, I said this year, I've been said this in a few plus years, since before BitChute, I will let you know when you need to have your bug out shit ready. And I'm going to tell you now from day one, when Trump goes into office, you need to be ready to bug out. I don't mean within 7 hours or 24 hours, but as the months and a year goes by into Trump's presidency, you need to watch the fuck out for what's going to happen. But let's pause here. And don't think Trump will use this against you, even though you're supposed to be as loyal and faithful. MAGA, you're going to be out there in a protest or in your house wearing your MAGA hat, having your MAGA flag. Because, sorry, he wants to do the Alien Enemies Act, the Insurrection Act. You could use the military against U.S. citizens. Oh, that's another thing. People are going to love it when they start doing however many deportations, grounding up illegals are going to do. Because let's say they involve the National Guard, probably start unarmed, maybe armed. And even if they went to progress to using active duty troops, like Trump said he would bring back active duty troops, but he's not going to close any bases. He would bring back active duty troops. What if he started using active duty troops on the streets to round up illegals? How well is that going to go over this country? You'll see protests and objections from the Democrats and from CNN and MSNBC. But what's going to be done about it? Not a fucking thing, because we want these illegals gone. Again, they came for the communists, I wasn't one. They came for the socialists, I wasn't one. They came for the gays, I wasn't one. They came for the trans, whatever, I wasn't one. They came for the Christians. Oh, wait a second, this time I am one. A snake eats its own tail when it gets hungry enough. Let's pause. Okay, this was supposed to do with the elections. Trump asked about the potential of outside agitators disrupting election day. He prohibited what he called the enemy within. I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within. We have some very bad people, sick people, radical left. Oh, that's not illegals. Oh my God, that's not migrants. That's not gang members. That's radical left lunatics. I think they're big, and it should be easily handled by the National Guard if necessary, the military. Of course. This would be much further down the road before, but who knows? They can make all sorts of, damn well these New World Order people can make all sorts of shit happen to where this flips a switch and it's within 24 hours, 72 hours, and all of a sudden Trump's got guard and military on the streets claiming they're going after evil people, not trying to thwart the country, not trying to thwart American citizens, but thwart the agenda of the New World Order. Insane. Okay, I don't know if I addressed this in my last video, but in 2016, Trump pledged to slim down the government and drain the swamp. People, drain the swamp means just get rid of the people that are, again, there's two New World Order agendas. Drain the swamp means get rid of anybody that won't go along with his dictatorship. That's all this means. Okay. Now Musk and this dude Ramaswamy are now they're now he's creating a government branch, but it's not going to be an official one, where they're going to drain the swamp. They're going to recommend to Trump what government agencies or people, what waste should be removed. And people need to understand this, because this could get so deep so fast with what's going on right now that Trump's going to be our DIC, our dictator in chief, of how fast it could be. And so many American people, not just the Republicans and the Trumpsters, but Democrat, I'm talking about the people around the country, us citizens, us American citizens, so many people, they're going to start loving this. Oh my God, he's getting rid of taxes here, and all that shit. Well, they don't realize what comes next or what comes with that. It's like, now there's good things, there's good things that Trump can do, because it's so much shit on the agenda, because these Democratic states that are now saying, oh, we're not going to let Trump do this and that. Well, when he pulls federal funds, you don't have a choice. Department of Education, could he just walk in and sign an executive order deal? The Department of Education is gone. No. Can he take away their federal funding? Yes. Is he going to go in there and send troops automatically to go and take on all these states, and especially the fuck you call it, the pro-illegal states? Pro-legal states, no, probably not going to happen, even though he'll be doing ICE raids. But what you can do is you can take away federal funds. The sanctuary cities. For Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, and whatever else they fund. Because these states like Denver, like the city of Denver, and I think it's New York and Chicago, have been paying out the bigger U.S. tax dollars funding for this illegal shit, but they're also using federal funds. See, people because that's what makes this so dangerous. We're going to see all this wonderful good shit that have been going on forever and stopping shit that never should have started, but what comes with it and what comes after it is, the Christians, the religious people will be the last ones to wake up. I showed in that last video, other people have shown it, I've shown it before, Donald Trump. Okay, it is Thursday, November 14th, and let's see what's going on in the world of hope. Oh, so my phone, I ran out of storage space, but let's keep going. To keep up where I just left off, Donald Trump stating himself that he is not a Christian. I looked at my phone to pause it, and I ran out of storage space, so I had to go delete some shit. But Trump himself saying that he is not a Christian. Now, this gets into the theocracy thing, and the screenshot of my last video, showing the definition of a theocracy. That's what they are doing. See, the Republicans for years People don't get in this country. How many in my whole life since I've been able to pay attention or notice things on the news? I was 25 years old. I didn't give a shit at the time. Oh, yeah, I was taught it when I was younger. Oh my God, Christians are persecuted because we're Christians. No, we're not. There is no underneath the Republican side of this that always preaches, that oh my God, Christians are under attack. We're not. We're under attack because of the two sides of the agenda, but at the same time, it's not legit because both. I guarantee you, the people in power know that the Bible is not real. It's not a literal book. Jesus Christ. There was no Noah. There was no Abraham. There was none of this. There was no fucking Mary, the mother of Jesus. They know this shit. The only thing, the only reason Republicans talk about and promote religion and the Ten Commandments and oh my God, Christians are under persecution is because Christians are being used for a political tool because there are so many Christians in this country. Even though they're self-professed, they don't follow shit, they all don't do shit. They rob, they steal, they smoke, they swear, they commit adultery, they're in homosexuality, they're doing drugs and everything else under the fucking sun that their Bible says they're not supposed to do. They don't do it. Excuse me, they do it. Pretend they don't. And God, I can confess to God I'm forgiven, and yet they rag on the Catholics because they can say some Hail Marys and they're forgiven. Same fucking thing. But anyway, the dangers of a theocracy is that these people actually believe Donald Trump is sent by God, even though Trump said he's not a Christian. Pull it up on YouTube. But then if that doesn't work, they fall back on, well, all governments are appointed by God. Well, if you want to go along with that, then that means Harris and Biden were appointed by God, and so was Bush and Obama and Clinton and everybody fucking else. So quit bitching about your government leader if you're going to say your Bible says they're appointed by God. And it's just fucking insane what's going to happen here shortly. So let's see the executive orders that come out on, the 5th or the 6th of January and the shit that follows after. And it just, OMG, let's just watch the bullshit, have your bags ready. It's not going to, when Trump takes office, we're not going to have to run off anywhere and worry about whatever that shit for probably a year. But let's see what happens, because at any time they can do an event. It doesn't have to be something blowing up another fucking building or blowing up a shopping mall. Events could be done, mentally, like doing the gay thing, the religious thing, the military thing, bringing troops back, Israel. I mean, all this other fucking shit, Ukraine, Russia, Israel can be used to do anything whatsoever, but let's see what happens. Holy shit. Okay, the moral of the story is watch your ass. Because with what's going on right now, I know the majority of people don't believe me, even though I have so many people that even view my fucking videos. The moral of the story is we are in deep shit right now with what's going on. We've been hearing for years a New World Order agenda between the left, the right, the Republicans, the Democrats is the same. But no, it is not. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in what's happened in the last 50 plus years. Most of us haven't been, but I'm 58. In other words, I didn't start paying attention to shit to probably roughly 10 years ago. But look at how the massive differences between the left and the right are too big. It's hard to explain all this shit. But we got to realize what's going on, and we are going to see the moldings. We're going to see the effort of a major dictatorship in this Republican side of this, and you have to please pay attention. You have to watch out, because this could go so fucking extreme if the Republican side of the agenda goes forth as what Trump and his people have been trying to say and been trying to put forth and what they say they're going to do. Please be careful. Please pay attention. And I will try, as I've done the last approximately 6 years when I started YouTube, just please pay attention and it's just, the OMG, the oh my God, what could happen and what's coming if they can go forward with what they want to do, and if you want to see what they want to do, what the intention is, then pay attention to, go read through the Project 2025, the mandate for leadership, and it's all a religious agenda. Go! It's fucking long. It's like 1,500 fucking pages. It's insane. I just recently, within the last couple of weeks, I did a couple of videos showing the screenshots and showing what the underneath this Project 2025, the mandate for leadership. Oh my! And people got to understand. The problem is with the Christians, with the religious people. Oh my God, this is coming down. Go read through that fucking thing, and they don't realize that once they get done with the people they claim they're after, what does any dictatorship do? Like I said, I believe in my last video, it begins to feed on itself. It begins to feed on its supporters because there's no one left, and that's all there is. I'm out.